extra distractions so we can come into the breath together. Close the eyes and begin to notice the breath, the inhale and the exhale. As we meet people, a few technical steps we take. There's a new version of Zoom, just to interrupt the breathing. So we're working a little bit with that as well. They did an update. But let's notice our breath again. The inhale, the pause after the inhale, and the exhale. As your thighs drop to the earth, as your hands, the weight of your hands helps gravity bring your energy to a grounded place to earth, you begin to notice that with each inhale, you notice your breath a little more. With each exhale, you relax a little bit more, releasing tension. And in your mind's eye, traveling to the base of the spine, the curled tailbone between the sits bones. Noticing as you travel up the spine, all of the delicate parts of the spine, up the lumbar curve, towards the shoulder blades, and the shoulder blades roll down the back. The shoulders roll away from the ears. There's a comfortable curve in the neck, and the crown of the head reaches towards the blue sky, allowing us to come into even deeper breaths. Maybe even noticing the sound of the breath in your own ears, sounding like the ocean waves. A nice big inhale and pause, and a nice long exhale, starting our practice with the basics of yoga. Gently flutter the eyes open. Take your palms, take your fingertips beside you on the mat, growing even taller through each vertebra, noticing the millimeters growing in between. And then we'll take an easy right turn with our neck towards the right shoulder. Inhale through center, and exhale, take a left turn over the left shoulder with the chin. Inhale back to center, and we'll take another right turn just to see if we can carve a new path there. When you get to the right limitation there on your right side, tuck your chin towards the shoulder. Press through the left fingertips and feel that extension through the left side. Exhale, nice and long. Inhale the chin up to neutral. Back through center. Exhale, take another left turn over the left shoulder. Tucking this time towards the left, shoulder towards the shoulder, chin towards the shoulder, pressing through the right fingertips, feeling that through the trapezius on the right side. The crest of the breath after the inhale, allowing you even more release with the exhale. And then with your chin, let's come back to neutral. And come back to center, already a freeing sensation through the neck muscles. We'll tuck the chin in between the collarbones. The heart continues to rise forward and face forward. You can look down at that heart space, feeling a stretch through the back of your neck. And then your next inhale, we'll lift the chin and look up to the sky. The heart is also shining more brightly forward, and then your shoulders will roll towards the back of the room, opening up the collarbones even more. And then exhale, face forward again, and then we'll take the palms towards the sky. And then let's bring the palms together at the heart. You can cross the hands. Inhale, noticing your heart space, noticing your breath in your hands. And then with a freeing sensation, we'll just fly those hands up to the sky, releasing any tension out through your hands. And then we'll take a cross position today. So the palms will, the arms cross and the palms come together. And then you reach tall, feeling the side bodies growing long, rooting through your sits bones. Let's sway side to side, nice and easy, to the right and the left. Lengthening out each side of the body, right and left. Inhaling at the top, exhaling as you release to each side. Beautiful. Imitating trees in the wind, as easy as a breeze, just taking it with no force at all. And then let's switch the cross of the hands so we get both sides extension there. Inhale up nice and tall, exhale, sway again. Each sway giving you a little further extension on your side. So you feel the connective tissues making more space for the body to stretch. And then release the hands, reach up again, just look up at the hands, a slight back bend, and then look forward again, and we'll take a nice, bringing myself back to my belly dance days, or flamenco hands. We'll start to swirl the wrists and the fingers, and bend the elbows, make the path down towards the body to the heart space. So keep swirling those wrists, and let's change directions of the wrists. We can come up towards the sky as we do that swirling motion. Looks beautiful on screen. And then we'll come back, everybody together. Beautiful. Back down. So we're getting those ergonomic benefits there. And then we'll come into, actually, let's take the thumbs to the occiput. Don't want to forget our attention to the self here, self-massage. Take those thumbs at the occiput, the base of the skull, and just begin to make circles outwardly, out direction as you press, nice pressure there into the occiput. Beginning, noticing your inhale and your exhales, of course, here. And then change the circles in the other direction. And then slide the thumbs towards the ears. And then grab the edges of the ears, pinching the acupressure points. This will feel looser on the jaw already. If your jaw has any tension, just loosen that too. Pull the ears outward, kind of clown style. Great. And then release the hands. And then we'll come into a nice Qigong inspired energy capture here. Let's bring the palms in front of the navel. So just a nice balancing energy for the body here. If you need to switch your legs, if anything's uncomfortable, do that now. And then just feel that ball of energy. And then let's take the palms and bring them up towards the eyes. So just a nice warmth from the palms coming towards the eyes. And then push outward from the ears. Your palms go outward and you stretch the arms out, grabbing energy from the outward direction, bringing it back towards the heart space, and then pressing down towards those lower gravity points. And then palms back up, come back up to the heart. And then again, this extra energy of shining your heart forward, tall heart. Take the palms outward and then just press that energy outward towards everyone else in the world, and then bring it back to the body. Pressing it down, bringing that energy from outward, bringing it into balance into the body. Beautiful. And now let's fly our arms out to the side and just feel that long extension, dropping those shoulders away from the ears. Feeling that power through the fingertips, like an arrow pointing out to the side. Beautiful. And then we'll look over the right hand, right fingertips in our proud warrior style. And then come back through center, look over the left fingertips, proud warrior on this side. Come back to center and then take both palms, and as if they were on imaginary walls beside you, press them outward, opening up the hands so you feel the fingertips, and then some nerve flossing there along the arms. Nice live arms there. And then release the arms, and we'll take a gentle twist here. Take the right hand to the left thigh. Grow yourself tall with the help of your left hand. On an inhale and then exhale, twist to the left. You can look forward until the last moment when you take the neck into it and look to the left shoulder. Inhale, exhale, swivel through center, and we'll take the left hand to the right knee or thigh. Grow tall with the help of your right fingertips behind you. Exhale, turn your rib cage, shoulders to the right, and then turn over to the right shoulder. Easy full twist there. Very nice. Now we're going to switch to all fours and take some of our familiar poses, but add some spice to it. So let's come to all fours. Wrists below the shoulders, maybe even a little bit forward if that's comfortable for you. Knees below the hips. Come into the breath here in this new position. So feel that path of breath as you inhale into the whole torso, and exhale. Feel the navel reaching towards the spine to squeeze that air out. Your armpits squeezing towards the ribs, giving you extra stability here. So you're in a really great stable point to turn this into a cat pose. We're going to tuck the tailbone under, and you know the score. So you bring your spine towards the sky, drop the head at the end. Looking at your knees, take this path first with the tailbone, reaching it up towards the sky. Feel that ripple effect up the spine. Shoulder blades come together, and then you can look up at the very last moment. And then follow this again into cat-cow, nice and conscious movements here with the breath. Exhaling as you come into cow. We're going to do another cat-cow here, so tuck that tailbone, reaching up. This time, reach up through the rib cage even more. So you really curl through that rib cage, noticing your abdominals engage. And then come back into cow for a nice release. Nice and fluid. Back to neutral, reaching through the crown of the head. We're going to come into bird dog, and then we're going to have the bird dog turn into a cat. Full animal kingdom here. So let's take our right leg back, nice and long. And then with the strength that you've already developed with me, take into your core, lift that right leg up off the mat, reach through the heel, check in with your pelvis. If you can balance your favorite beverage on the back on your sacrum there and balance it off. And pressing through your shin, your left shin, that'll bring you into balance with that right hand, and lift the left arm next to the ears, next to the left ear. Reach long, feel the length with the left fingertips and the right heel. So now, from the strength that you've already worked with me on, you're going to tap into the center point. You're going to bring the elbow and the knee together into the center point along that diagonal as you go into cat pose. So the spine arches, the elbow and the knee come together, pressing through the right hand, and then back out to bird dog. So reach that long reach. Bring your left hand back to earth and your right knee, and we'll just take a moment here. So what we did, we can do that again. I just want to reiterate that we're combining that length of the bird dog and the cat pose and getting a little more ab strength in there, added in with the elbow and the knee touching. Now, if you want to go back to just bird dog, you can do that too. So this time, though, let's take it to the left and we can repeat it on the other side. Lengthen out the left leg, nice and long, curling the toes. And then lift that leg off the mat. Nice, even hip bones there. And then reach through the right arm next to the right ear. Pressing through the left hand, right shin, and then you feel the right fingertips and the left heel connecting. Go slowly into a cat pose as you bring the elbow towards the knee. And then back out, lengthen out, inhale. Exhale, let's come down to all fours. And we'll go to the other side now that we're familiar with that movement. So right leg back, long, lift it up. And then out into the reaching with the long left arm. Exhale, come into our meeting of the elbow and the knee, arching the spine, and then reaching outward, following the path of breath. Exhaling as you bring the knee and the elbow together. So you can repeat this as long as you can hold that stability. So if you start to wobble or something starts to be painful, stop what you're doing, go to the other side, or just go back to something you're familiar with. But the idea here is to build upon the two poses and combine them in a beautiful fluid motion. Because you've already had the stability. Come back to neutral, bring the hand and knee back to earth. Because you are going to maintain that stability from what we've already done together. So let's take the left leg back and then lift that left leg up towards the sky. Nice even hips, and then reach out with the right arm next to the right ear. You know what to do to tap into all those stability points. Exhale, let's bring the elbow and the knee together and arch that spine. Reaching out long and then curling inward. So you're feeling that navel towards the spine as you curl inward. Exhale and inhale, nice and easy, following each path of breath consciously. And then come back to neutral. Slide the hips back to child's pose. Bring the forehead to the mat. Nice work. And then just stretch the arms out long towards the top of the mat, through the fingertips. Inhale, nice and long. Pause, exhale. So while you're staying here in your nice child's pose, just know that these are just suggestions. And if you want to take any easier poses, you can. You don't have to over effort or try to impress anyone. So do whatever practice makes you feel comfortable. Now we're going to use our core a little more. So take your arms behind you, so alongside the body, so the hands are behind you. Your forehead's still on the mat. But let's tap into that strength inside the core as we lift the head up long and the body long and come up to vertical. And now we're going to separate the knees a little bit. If you have knee issues, you don't have to do this flexion. You can put a towel behind your knees, or you can just go onto your backs as well to stretch the hips. But you can take your hands behind you so the shoulders will roll back. As you can see, I'm kind of flying in this, I'm getting ready to fly here. So growing tall through the crown of the head, hands behind you, arms long. We're gonna just fly forward and use that core to descend towards child's pose. But the whole time, I want you to grow that torso nice and long and grow the spine nice and long through the head as you slowly descend towards the earth. And then at the last moment, when you need that extra support, just put your forearms down and then ease your forehead and your head down to the mat and your body weight. We're taking that little extra challenge to consciously come up and down. Let's try to come up again. So let's lift the head, the torso, grow long as you come back up. I probably missed telling you to put your arms behind you, so we'll do that on the next round. So arms slightly behind you as if you were flying forward. Now hinge at the hips, fly forward through that crown of the head and hold it where you sense that inner light, that inner core engaging, and fly forward. Then bring the hands down, forearms down, reach out, child's pose. Nice. Again, adding just a little bit of our new twists to things that we've already familiar with. Now we're going to come up to all fours towards downward dog. Actually, no, we're not doing downward dog. Silly me. Let's come to a side sit where we can stretch our hips a little more. So we're taking that side sit with the left leg bent in front, right leg bent slightly in back. You might want to sit up on the edge of that blanket and take the fists to the mat beside you. This is kind of like shakedown, so you want to make sure that your hips are even. So lift up slightly and then just shake the hips slightly and let's see where they land. If there's one hip that's lower than the other, one sits bone that's lower than the other, take a blanket underneath that sits bone and see if you can bring this to an even place. So we got the left in front, right on the side. Take the fingertips beside you, grow tall, and we'll just take an easy twist from here as well. Take the right hand over the left knee, and then keep that length and height turning over to your left. Look over the left shoulder. Maybe you come more into a twist on this side, having done one already. Swivel back to center. And we'll take a slight counter twist, so fingertips on the mat. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, twist to your right. And then swivel back to center. And then we're going to transition to being on our side. So we're going to taking a mermaid pose here on our sides. We're on our left side. So come to your left side, use your left arm as a pillow. So that can be nice and long. If you have any issues there, feel free to bend the arm or put a pillow under your head and ease your arm somehow. We're just gonna take a nice quad stretch from here. I'm gonna get myself in the camera there. Okay, so we're on the left side, nice and long. So feel the length of the body and you're gonna be balancing on the left here. So this already is some core engagement. Just make yourself comfortable here like a nice mermaid kicking it on the rocks somewhere. And then feel that evenness between the hips. So they're both facing forward. And we're gonna bend the right knee to behind us, so a right angle. So see if you can reach your ankle or your foot, but if not, just keep that knee bent and reaching long through that right knee towards the bottom of the mat. Or you can not over effort, please, to grab your foot, and the other noticing movement here is to reach the tailbone towards the heels. Tailbone towards the heels, feeling that quad stretch. Stretching our hamstrings a lot, but quads are great to pay attention to as well, especially if we walk a lot. Okay, and then release that. And now we'll take the right hand and help yourself up into a side, again, kind of a further different forearm mermaid pose here. This is something we haven't done before, so I'm going to show it, we'll explain it extra special here. Take the left forearm in front of you, and you're in a side position. So as if you have glass wall in front of you and behind you, we're on that plane of existence here. And instead of collapsing the rib cage into that beautiful shoulder of yours, you're going to squeeze down towards your armpit, towards the rib cage on that left side. And you'll feel your entire shoulder girdle engage. If you have shoulder issues, then please just take it easy in this pose. You can come up, but don't push yourself in this pose.
just see if you can comfortably come into this mermaid pose, okay? And that means just hanging out like this, engaging that shoulder. And if you are interested in doing a further lift here, you can bend both knees, marry those knees together, and the knees are aligned with the shoulders, with the crown of the head. Take the hand to the hip, the right hand to the right hip, pressing extra strong through that forearm and the hand on the floor. You're going to lift the hips up about an inch or two. Hold that for a moment, and then slide that back to lovely mermaid. We're just going to do one side today because we can build that later, but let's take this to the other side. So sit up and we'll take a side sit the other direction. Curl the left, turn the right, bend the right knee in front of you, left knee to the side. Take the fist beside you and pay attention to those sits bones. Inhale and exhale, get used to this position. Maybe you could close that one. And even out those sits bones. Sorry, I just heard something in the background. So even out the sits bone, reach through the crown of the head. And let's just take a nice easy twist. Take the left hand to the right thigh. Grow tall with an inhale. On an exhale, nice twist, supported by your right fingertips. And then travel through center, and we'll go to the other side. Making this graceful and easy. And then come back to center, and we'll take our nice quad stretch on this side. So we're going to come down on the right side of the body, holding ourselves steady, using the right arm as a pillow. And from here, feel those hip bones even. So if this hurts your hip at all, then please go under your back and just stretch a hamstring or something very therapeutic. But there should be a nice quad engagement here. The lower ribs are tucked in, heart shining forward, and then just bend the left knee into a right angle. That's enough. If you just reach the tailbone down toward the bottom of the mat, you'll notice already a stretch there. Or you can reach back, see what you find. If you find your foot or your ankle, you can stretch it there, keeping that right leg active as well. Inhale, exhale. And again, if you have any knee issues, please just stay in that right angle and don't grab behind you or anything like that. And then release that left foot nice and long. And then we'll use the left hand to help you up to our forearm, slight forearm balance here. So we're going to take the right hand, imprint that right hand on the mat, right forearm. And now we really got to get that shoulder engaged. So the armpit squeezing towards the rib cage. You'll feel that engagement. If it feels like a collapse, then don't go any further than this. You just need to build that strength in the shoulder girdle. You can take your left hand to even help you up. Let's bend both knees. So this makes it a little easier. If you want to come up with me, you can take your left hand to the left hip. And then let's inhale the hips up, about an inch or two off the floor, keeping long through the crown of the head. And then let yourself down, nice and easy. So I have an issue on my right side, so I go real easy on that side. Just treat yourself nice. Now take your hands, help you back up to seated. Hope that was kind of a fun new sequence today. Now we're going to come back to all fours, moving towards a downward dog. And we'll take all fours first. Curl the back toes under. And then we'll come up with bent knees, rib cage to the thighs. Point here is to keep the spine nice and long. So relax that head, reach the crown of the head in line with the hands. And then if the heels come down and you can straighten the legs, that's fantastic. I suggest pedaling the legs so you're bending one knee and then the other as you press strongly through those hands. Beautiful. And then walk your hands in towards the feet. And then hang your head down here, bent or straight legs, whatever you prefer. But let's imitate the bats here, just hang upside down. Enjoying life upside down for a moment with the strength of the legs keeping you stable. Excellent. If you choose to come up through if you choose to come up from a forward bend, you can just do that, or we're going to go through chair. So you have a choice. But if you're going to come through chair, then bend the knees, bring the rib cage to the thighs, sweep the arms behind you. So the arms are long behind you, like you're coming off a ski jump or you're ready for a ski jump. And then sweep the fingertips towards the mat. And then arms come long next to the ears, lift the ribs off the thighs. Make the body nice and long, stand strong through the feet. Imaginary chair. Come on up to standing, nice and controlled. Oh, beautiful. And now we'll come into a warrior one and position ourselves to transition to warrior three. I'll move the camera back. I think probably the sound is working okay. So we'll move the camera back a little bit.
Do you want to move your mat?
No, I'll move back too. So from the back of the mat, you're nice and strong in your mountain pose. Take a nice giant step forward, and you're going to keep your hips facing as forward as possible. Keep the feet about as wide as the mat. So let's just start with the basics here. Take the hands to the hips. So you feel those hip bones pointing forward. And then that back knee, if it's at all uncomfortable at a 45-degree angle with your toes, then you can just come up to curl the toes under and you can come into a high lunge position. But from this nice center point, bringing the 2 feet in that energetic place together, you can bend the right knee towards the right 2 toes. And then drop the hips towards the floor, reaching with the tailbone towards the mat. An arrow pointing downward, then also pointing upwards. So let's bring the arms next to the ears. And press through both feet. Again, curl those toes if that's uncomfortable for you. And if you choose to fly, we're going to try to fly from here into warrior three. So the way to do that is to float that body weight forward onto the front leg, on the front foot, right side, and then just tiptoe your left forward. Keep the arms out long, or let's take them behind us, kind of like we were in the child's pose, flying yourself forward, balancing those hip points. Again, I'm going to stand back a little bit here. The hip points pointing towards the earth, nice and even. Let yourself fly like superhero style here. And you can bring the arms out to the side. You can bring them next to the ear for a super hero. And if you falter like I just did, then just get right on back up again. Inhale, exhale, and then reach your left foot way back and come back into warrior one. So it's a nice flow. It's a bouncing forward or balancing forward from warrior one to warrior three. So press through that right foot. Let's try it again. Let's take the arms up next to the ears in the warrior one. Exhale, sweep forward. See if you can just fly there. Woo! Hip points, checking in with that beverage on your sacrum. Reaching back with the left foot back down to earth. Lovely. And then if you choose to step forward, you can come right into a nice mountain pose there on towards the top of your mat. And then we'll easily walk ourselves backwards towards the back of the mat and take a giant step forward with that left foot. Stabilize the feet. So we're taking nice wide toes, nice wide footprint there towards the edges of the mat. Hands on the hips. Bend the left knee towards the middle two toes. Drop the hips. Press through both feet, bringing them energetically together into that balancing point. Arrow down is the tailbone reaching down, and then reach up with the arms. Beautiful, beautiful warrior one. Inhale deep, exhale. Let's sweep forward, balancing on your left. So you can tiptoe or just soar out and then straighten the leg into warrior three. Got your left leg nice and powerful. Also reaching through your right heel. Arms out to the side or up next to the ears, which I'm limited here in my space. So I'm just going to do my arms out to the side and then reach back with the right foot to come back to warrior one. Let's take that lovely journey again. And if you have any real extra nervousness about the balancing, you can have a chair in front of you. When you come from warrior one, let's take that nice and solid. And then come forward onto the left, the weight onto the left side. Lift that right leg up. Arms out, or along the ears, or even just behind you. And then reach that right leg back, bend the knee, the front knee, back to warrior one. And then step forward with your right foot to the left foot. And we'll take a forward bend that also has a kind of a standing, well, they call it standing splits, but we're not going to go that extreme today. So sweep the arms above the head. Feel the length of the body, the complete nice therapeutic length there, from the feet all the way to the fingertips. And then sweep the arms next to you, swan dive down. Bend the knees if you want to, down into a forward bend. If you have a block close by, you can take that block and just put it in front of you in this forward bend to support the hands. So let's just drape the spine over. The legs are nice and strong, standing through those footprints. At the same time, you're draping the spine over and holding onto that block. And now, as if there's sand pouring into your right foot, you're going to shift the weight into that right side, hold on with your hands onto the block or fingertips on the floor, and lift the left leg up behind you, so nice and straight. So it's straight back like we were in warrior three, or you can lift it up towards the ceiling through the heel, hanging the head down, relaxing the neck. So no straining through the face or the neck here. Just reach up as high as you can. And then bring the left foot back down to earth. Feeling that center foundation there. We'll take it to the other side. Inhale. Pour the weight into the left foot as if there's sand pouring there, and then lift, lightly float that left leg up. Reaching long again through the crown of the head. You can also just bend towards the earth, bow down. Relax the face. And also check in with those hip points, nice and even. And then bring your right foot back down. Hang the head down, nice and relaxed. Nice. Beginning towards our standing splits. Let's take our sits bones down, bend the knees, down to earth, and we're gonna really lengthen out on the floor. So if you don't have a block, you can use a blanket for this, like a blanket to raise the hips up, where we're gonna have a nice therapeutic lengthening of the body. Bring yourselves into a bridge prep. So you're going to take the soles of the feet on the floor, the knees bent, slowly lower yourself down. And when you're down nice comfortably on the mat. You can take the block in your hands, take the feet hip width apart, stand strong through the feet, bridge up, lift the hips up, and we'll take a spa bridge to begin with. So place the blanket or the block underneath your sacrum. Getting to know our beautiful sacrum, the triangular bone at the bottom of the spine. It supports nervous system, communication, so much, balance, etc. We'll just feel that sacrum and appreciate it as the shoulders drop towards the mat. The face relaxes, the neck relaxes, and the heart shines upward. And then let's take the right leg long along the mat and stand on an imaginary surface. And then let's take the left leg long and stand on an imaginary surface, so your active feet here, and then release your active feet. So you'll flop out to the side. This will open up those hip points, but if that feels anywhere different on the sacrum, then you should adjust that block so that it's more comfortable. So never feel any pain or pinching here. Just be comfortable. You can take it lower on a blanket if you want to. Take the hands, the fingertips to those hip points, the hip bones, and just massage them on the outside. That gets into the long psoas muscle. So let's just massage along the points there, giving them some self-massage. Again, kind of continuing that theme that we had earlier. Treating ourselves well. Great, now let's reach the arms above the head. Feeling that length, and take the right hand to the left wrist, and let's see if you can do a side stretch on the left. Exhale, and let's take the left hand and grab the right wrist, feeling that stretch along the right. Beautiful. And now bring the arms back down to your sides, bend each knee, and we'll bring the soles of the feet back to the earth, and we'll do a half happy baby from this position. You might want to adjust the block at this point, paying attention to our sacred sacrum. Inhale the right knee towards the face. If you want to grab a strap, you can do that now. I know there's some serious amazing support you can get from a strap. So I'll demonstrate it just so you know. So we're going to bring that right knee towards the right armpit into a half happy baby. And let's see if you can take that strap around the ball of the right foot. Press through the left foot so you've still got that support and evenness along the body. And now pay attention to that sacrum again. See if you can give a tiny bit of attention, extra attention to having that sacrum solidly on the block. And then you'll feel your hip engagement a little more here. Inhale, exhale. Notice that each exhale releases your right hip a little bit more. Giving it attention and breath, intention along the way. And then let's take that foot towards the ceiling, straighten out the right leg, and then hold those straps like the reins on a horse. Just feel that nice extension through the right hamstring. Great. And then release, bend that knee. We'll come back to happy baby and we'll lengthen out our left side a little more. So let's bring that back into half happy baby with the right side, sacrum aware on that block, and lengthen out your left leg. It may not lengthen all the way, but try to reach through the heel and then reach the left arm next to the left ear. Did you say left arm? I meant left arm, left ear. And then press through the left foot. And this is really a nice lengthener as well as hip opener. Double whammy. Inhale a nice wave action. Exhale, sigh it out. Left arm comes down, bend the left knee. Left foot comes to earth, and then you'll release that right foot. Oh, so good. Inhale the left knee towards the chest. And then we'll come into half happy baby here. Left foot towards the sky. Left arm towards left armpit. Strap help if you want, or you could just grab it with your hand. Beautiful. And then let's take that foot up towards the sky. So we'll take a nice long hamstring stretch, straighten the left leg. Take the strap in the hand as reins in each hand, reaching upward. And then take the left knee towards left armpit again, back into half happy baby. And then we'll take a nice long right leg, lengthen it out. Okay, and where's the sacrum? So pay attention to that. That'll open the hip a little bit more with that extra attention and intention to release with each breath. Take the right arm next to the right ear and let's really get long through that right side. It's almost as if we're taking a balancing pose on the floor. So reaching long, standing through the right side, stretching the left. Inhale, exhale, bend the right knee, bring the right foot to the floor, and then reach long again if you like with that left leg and release the foot. So good. Let's reach the legs long again just to give a little extra nice restorative feeling. Shoulders just ease down because we have gravity on our side. Inhale, let's place both feet on the floor and we're going to do the full happy baby here with that supported position. Inhale, both knees towards the chest. And then let's reach both feet towards the sky. Grab the ankles, the back of the thighs, the sides of the feet. Whatever feels best here. Luxuriate. Since you've done the half happy baby, the full one should be a breeze. Ease through the face. Coming back to that wave action of the breath, echoing the vast ocean, the 70% of our bodies is water. We really reflect the sound of the water and the wave action. And then release those feet. We'll take both feet to the floor. Gain some stability again here beneath you with that block. And then we'll inhale both knees again towards you as if you're going to happy baby, but this time we're coming up in straight legs, candlesticks legs. So they're just nice and long above you. If you want to help yourself to be stable, you can take the arms long along the mat. So just take those nice and long to support yourself. Reach the heels towards the sky and then reach the toes up into pointed toes. And then floint, so you can open the toes as you flex them towards the face, but also point the feet. Or we can also take our flexed feet and point, or right and left dancer style here, getting a nice foot stretch as well. Pointing, flexing, flointing. Tiptoeing through the tulips and feeling that power through the legs. Let's take the feet into a flex position using our nice core strength. We'll open up into a V and then close the V. The legs open up into a V and then close. Inhale as you open the legs. Exhale as they strongly come together. Nice workout there on the inner thighs. reaching upward. Strong, one last breath. And then bend the knees, bring the soles of the feet down to earth. Lift up through the hips, remove that block. Awesome. And now we'll come to a nice final twist through the entire body. Since we're here with our knees bent, let's go with taking the knees together, feet wide apart, and we're going to take windshield wiper. Right here, without moving, this is called easy pose. So it's something really just always relaxing for the lower back. Inhale, exhale, feel the ease on the lower back as the knees are coming together, the feet supporting that shape. And then we'll change that shape a little as we take the right knee towards the left ankle, sliding it along the shin, sliding it back up, and sliding the left knee down the right shin towards the right ankle, vice versa. So nice and slow here. Windshield wipers, super slow. And then let's take the arms above the head, thumbs in the elbow creases. So it's nice lengthening your body as you do this pose, as you do the legs back and forth. And then we'll take the forearms above the eyes and take the elbows side to side in the opposite direction of the legs. Twisting out the spine. Bringing all the movements together along that spinal column. All the messages through the nervous system coming to coordinate here. We're going to take the head side to side, the opposite direction of the arms. Sending out therapeutic messages to your nervous system. So much of yoga is about that. You can take the eyes and they can travel looking at your arms. Easing your practice to slowing it down. Bringing ourselves to a resting pose. And then bring the knees to meet together. Make a right hand to the heart, left hand to the belly. Making a nice inhale, feeling the pressure of that beautiful inhale in your hands. Exhaling, reminding you of the power you have at any point to come back to your breath. And then we'll lengthen out into our Shavasana. Take the shoulders, shimmy them underneath you. Take your hands to the side of your mat. Pull your hands towards the bottom of the mat, and that will slide your body upwards, easing you down even more towards a grounded position on the earth. Lengthen out the legs, nice and long. Feet flop out to the side. Your hips are nice and open here after all of our therapeutic stretching. Come back to closing the eyes. Cutting out our distractions. If you have sounds in the room, in the distance, in the far distance, incorporate those into this beautiful meditation with your breath. Ease the mental clutter, ease the distractions of sound and anything visual by coming into that beautiful sound of the breath, the Ujjayi breath, an inhale through the nostrils that you can hear in your ears. The crest of that wave as you deepen the breath into the belly, exhaling, the waves come crashing beautifully into a release. With each inhale and each exhale, carry yourself away on your mat to a beautiful location where nature is breathing around you to support your breath. You notice the rhythm of nature around you.
imagine the features of that nature, whatever features you choose, whether it be trees or coast or sand, soil, flowers, whatever you choose. Paint the picture for yourself. The common thread through your pictures will be that the nature around you is supporting your breath completely, whether it's through a breeze or the trees, the leaves moving, floating, the ocean crashing through the waves, clouds floating by, anything that supports and echoes as well as reflecting your breath. Holding that beautiful supportive image strongly within you, take a nice deep inhale. Nice exhale. Wiggle the fingers and the toes. Bend the knees and roll over onto your right side. Carrying that delicious image with you throughout your day or evening. Use your hands to help you up to a seated position. Bring the hands together in front of the heart, thumbs in front of the heart, feeling that center point accentuated by your hands, your palms bringing themselves together and pressing inward. Shoulders strong, body strong, mind, body, spirit connected. Thank you so much for sharing the practice with me today. Namaste. Thank you, everybody, and hopefully the sound was okay this time.